you alone, because I love just talking with people, hearing about your world, about your heart, about your dreams, about your struggles and your obstacles. So pretend it's just the two of us, okay? But it's fun that it's all of us too, and we're in person. Yay, doesn't that sound delightful? Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna talk and we are gonna dig in about mindset for the next 40 or 52 minutes. We have 52 minutes, right? Is that right? Okay. We're going to get into it. How many of you like stories? Raise your hand if you love to hear stories, people's stories. Okay? Raise your hand if you love like applicable tools, like tell me what to do and I'll do it. Both? Okay. Awesome. We're going to do both. Okay? I'll be honest, sometimes when I start to tell my story, I have this voice in my ear that's like, people don't want to hear your story. Stop. Like, stop. You're talking too much. It's one of my old stories that I face all the time. So I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to share with you a really vulnerable parts of my story that I feel are going to serve you, because I want you to know that we are in this together. You guys know that, right? Like, we are the same, and we're going to start with this. Oh, Amy, you're so sweet. Thank you, you guys. I'm seriously honored to be here and talking with you. So we're going to start here. I have 4 beautiful kids. Do you guys have kids? They're the best, right? And they're also the worst. They can hear me. No, I'm just kidding. They're so awesome. And they also like bring so much joy. And they also are so hard sometimes, right? And they throw us curveballs and keep us on our toes. I have one son in particular who is very strong-willed, and he won't try things unless he knows he's going to be perfect at it right away. Do you guys have a kid like that? How many of you are kids like that? Sometimes, right? Like, that's my old story too. I'm a recovering perfectionist, right? And I do not say that to be like, I'm a perfectionist. It's like, oh, it's the bane of my existence, truly. It's something that I've always faced, and I'm more aware now, but it talks. It will not stop talking in my ear. So this son of mine was going through a season that was extra trying, and we could not get the kid to just engage in stuff. And every time he'd make a mistake, he was like devastated. Like, seriously would be like, I'm the worst. I can't do anything right. Like, just so hard on himself. And I remember like praying for guidance. And I was like, gosh, what could I do? How could I help this kid understand that it's normal to make mistakes? How could I help like lubricate his movement forward? Because he was just so stuck, right? And this is where this came up. So I read a book. I'm a learner, I'm a reader, I'm a listener. Like, I love to learn and grow and all of that stuff. So I was listening to a book about parenting difficult kids. And it talked about this concept of when you over dramatize and kind of make light of mistakes, then they can accept that that's just kind of how life is, right? So I came up with this little ism. You could call it a Christy-ism, whatever. It's a Jax-ism. It's called this. Everybody, I want you to go like this. Now put your hand on the back, your back here. Brian, do you know where we're going with this yet? Now I want you to slide your hand down, 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 down until you feel a little crack. Do you guys have a butt crack? You do? So do I. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can stop. Here's the deal. We all have butt cracks. We are all humans. That's what I call it. This is what I told my son. I was like, dude, we're all humans. Let's make light of it. Stop being so heavy about it. Humans make mistakes. We do. We do right now. We did in the past. We'll continue to make mistakes. Humans just do. If you have a butt crack, you're a human. And as long as you have a butt crack, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have emotions that feel weird. You're going to have mindset issues. Like, you're just a human, and we all are, right? So with this concept, I kind of helped him understand, like, dude, like, you made a mistake, like, you trip and you go, whoa, I made a mistake. And you kind of make it funny, because we take ourselves too dang seriously sometimes. Don't you guys think? We get so down on ourselves. And we think, like, I'm the only one that has these issues. How many of you have thought that before? You have these mindset issues, and you start comparing yourself to other people. Oh, that, whoever, Emily Gibson, or that Emily Roberts, or that Robin Sullivan, she doesn't have these issues that I have, right? If I could only be like Brooke Hemingway, who never has mindset issues, she just crushes it. Newsflash, do they all have butt cracks too? Do they? They do. Are they still breathing oxygen on the earth? Are you breathing? Take some breaths. You are? Oh my gosh. And that means you're a human too. And you have a butt crack. And you make mistakes. And you have these mindset issues that you will never fully get over. Did you guys know that? You will never fully get rid of those voices that go, you're not good enough. Everything's going to fall apart. People don't like you. Those voices are always going to whisper, because as long as you have a butt crack, as long as you walk the earth, you're going to be subject to the human condition, which is making mistakes, having weird feels, and like having the voices. Can we just all accept that? If you write or you're writing notes, write that down. The human condition. I'm writing a book. Did you guys know that? And this is like one of the first things that we talk about. In the human condition, when we just accept it, instead of comparing ourselves to other humans who we think don't have butt cracks, they do too. They all have mistakes. They all have weird feels. They have voices. They have fears. They get sweat tacos. Like, everybody is subject to the human condition. Okay? But what I get so fired up about, you guys, is when you embrace that and you accept that and you stop freaking comparing yourself to other humans. When you stop putting other humans on a pedestal and thinking, oh, see, if I could just be like her, she's already won all the prizes. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible. Like, what if she's just not human? Yeah, she is. Right? Okay, so first things first, did you guys know that when you are in this business, when you reach a new level, you have a new devil? New level, new devil. How many of you are currently wrestling with a devil? Raise your hand if you are wrestling a devil. Oh, look, 100% of the hands, we must all be in it together. And I am too. So is Ryan. Are you wrestling a devil, Ryan? I think we all are, right? Okay, so they never go away. I think that's the most important thing, one of the most important things, to just embrace and breathe it in and let it just be. They don't ever go away. As long as you're a human, you're going to have it. They're here for our learning and for our growth. So the resistance to the devil and the comparing to the devils, the thoughts, the mindset issues, the resistance is the problem. Are you hearing me? Accepting, yes, I'm going to have these issues. I'm going to have thoughts. I'm going to have whisperings. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fall short. I'm not going to be perfect, but it's okay because I'm a human, right? I'm a human. I'm subject to these conditions. When you understand that, and you understand that it doesn't matter how high you get in plexus, I'm a re-entry diamond, and I still have devils. And every re-entry diamond that I know and adore, they have devils too. All of the peoples, all of the humans, as long as they're breathing oxygen, they're going to have a devil. So new level, new devil. But my goal and my intention with this call today is to empower you to understand that condition just a little bit more, to draw you to your own intuition so that you can start to listen to your own truth. Tune into it. Turn up the volume on your own truth. Because chances are you have the answers that you're looking for. You just probably aren't trusting them. Or you're comparing your human condition to somebody else's human condition, right? So my intention is to help you understand the condition so that you can manage it. You're never going to overcome your mindset issues. But gosh dang it, you guys, there's so much within our control that we dismiss. And we think that, oh, it's just out of my control. I'm a victim. No, you're not. You have choice. You have accountability. And my goal is to help you understand it, help you to listen to your own intuition, and to help you learn some tools so that you can practice this. Practice owning your choice, owning what's within your control, and making the most out of it and nailing it. Are you guys excited? Does this sound good? Oh, yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, so one thing I want to share with you is this is something that we talk about on our team a lot. It's kind of a phrase that I want you to write down, and I want you to start to implement into your daily life, okay? It's what we call a leadership level up, okay? When you go from 0, starting plexus, to diamond, or re-entry diamond, or whatever, double diamond, or whatever your goal is, when you go on that journey, all it is taking simple actions. How many of you know how to do plexus? Raise your hand if you know the actions to do plexus. You talk to people about plexus, you share your heart, you keep going with your health journey, you follow up, you help people share about plexus. Like, that's the work, right? We overcomplicate it so that we can hide with excuses, but it's simple. right? The work is simple. So what this business is one leadership level up to the next, okay? So how many of you have had a moment where you're bonking your head on a breakthrough or like an issue, something that you're doing that keeps showing up? You're like, how do I keep getting these results? And you're bonking your head on a leadership lid. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you feel like you've maxed out your ability within your current mindset and your current state. That's called a leadership lid. So leadership level up is when you have the awareness to go, oh my gosh, I've been doing this, and that's why my results are such. And you learn, what if I did it different? What if I showed up different? You do that personal growth and you bust through that lid. Boom. You're like, oh, here I am. It's a new me. It's a new version of me. It's a leadership level up, okay? On my team, people will be like, I had a huge leadership level up today. I realized that I was creating drama about silvers. I realized that it's really just simple and it's normal. And I was creating the drama about it. And then we always say, okay, so what are you going to do with that? What's the action you're going to take with that leadership level up? It's not just mindset, you guys. It's mindset, then action. Boom. Like they go together. It's not just like listening to all the podcasts and like, my mindset's so amazing. Cool. What are you going to do with it? Go take action, right? So that's what a leadership level up is. It's one breakthrough to the next. And as you continue to do that in your human condition, you keep learning and growing and having awareness and having breakthroughs and epiphanies, and you show up a little bit different and you grow. The version of you continues to evolve into, this is my opinion, this is my mindset and my belief, is that we are not becoming anything that we aren't already are. Does that make sense? Like you're not becoming anything. You're remembering who you really are. Like there isn't anything to become. It's just excavating the humanness and all of our experiences that make us think weird things, excavating all of that with leadership level ups, and then you start to reveal that beautiful, divine, true version of you that you really are. Are you with me? So take a breath just for a minute. Just take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths with me. The kind that start in your belly and they go up to your chest and you let it out and you make a sigh. No one can hear you. So maybe they can. You might be at work. It's okay. Sigh out loud. Let it go with a big loud sigh. One more. Big one. How many of you love the idea that this is all about just being you? It's not about being someone else. It's not about somebody else's systems. It's not about copying someone else. It's not about becoming anything. It truly is, oh, I have chills. It truly is about excavating all these thoughts in that cute little brain that tries to keep you safe. Bless it. Recognizing, oh, I'm so glad, Heather, keep breathing. Recognizing that you already have your answers. You already have what it takes to become whatever, to be, to get that goal that you have. You have it. It's just a matter of excavating, leadership level upping, and continuing to take action. That's what this is about. If something's coming up for you, write it down. I want you to listen to your own intuition as I'm talking, because I'm sharing my experience in hopes that it's going to wake up your intuition and you can hear what your heart is saying. So if something's coming up, write it, okay? All right, so did you guys know, like, mindset before action? When I think about mindset, I think about state. Do you know what state means? It's like how you're currently feeling, how you're vibing, right? And it's not about good vibes only. I'm out for that. Peace out. Good vibes only, that is not what it's about. Is that realistic, you guys, as a human? Good vibes only? That's not a thing. It's not about never having low vibes. It's not about not having bad days. It's about being intentional about what your state is. Being intentional. My best friend's mom passed away just about a month ago, unexpectedly. It rocked my world. Guys, I couldn't stop crying for days, and it still makes me tear up. When you're feeling grief, does it work to be like, good vibes only? Is that reality? You guys. So why do we put that pressure on ourselves? That's not what it's about. It's about feeling the feels. And when you feel the grief, it's about allowing yourself to feel it. Thank you, Pat. I'm sorry too. Keep breathing. You guys, it's about feeling what you feel, giving yourself permission to feel the feels, and then listening to your intuition. And then it's about being intentional about your state. So if you're feeling the feels, feel it. Feel it hard. Cry it out. Feel the mats. Go for a run or a power ride with some Metallica in your ears and just feel it. If you have some like charged vibes, don't shame yourself for feeling that. Go do something with it. Listen to some music that helps you feel like, put your hat on backwards. Whatever you have to do, like feel the feels. It's not about good vibes only. It's about intentionally creating a state that works for you. Okay? So what's your state? Your focus. Now write this down. This is from Tony Robbins. Your focus is what you talk about, what you think about, and what you feel about. I call it FTTF because it works for me and it's a simple tool. FTTF. Allie knows what I'm talking about. She's like, I've heard this before. Yay. So at any given moment, right now, for example, you could ask yourself, what am I talking about? What am I thinking about? And what am I feeling about? And that is where your focus is. And what you focus on expands. This isn't new. This isn't Christy's ideas. This is reality. It's universal law. What you focus on expands. So whatever you're talking about, thinking about, and feeling about will expand. And that creates your state, right? Another part of FTTF, so FTTF stands for F is focus equals what you talk about, think about, and feel about. That's your focus. And what you focus on expands, right? Okay, so another thing with your focus, am I focusing on, so there's three things. The first one is talking about, thinking about, feeling about. The second one is, am I focusing on the past, the present, or the future? So the second one, am I focusing on the past, the present, or the future? And then the third one, am I focusing on what I have or what's going well, or am I focusing on what I lack? Okay, did you guys get that? FTTF is your focus is what you talk about, think about, feel about. Are you focusing on, the second one is, are you focusing on the past, present, or future? And then the third, am I focusing on what I have or what I lack? You guys, this shiz is simple. Simple means it works. You know, when there's complexity and we make things, oh, I'm overwhelmed, it's so complicated. You know what that is, right? It's just a way to hide. How many of you do it? I do it sometimes. I'm just so overwhelmed, right? So I need to go hide. It's okay. Have compassion for yourself and your human condition. It's okay. But just know that when you're ready to create different results, when you're ready to shift your state and you're sick of the low vibe, ask yourself, what am I talking about, thinking about, feeling about, FTTF? Is my focus on the past, the present, or the future? Am I focusing on what I have or what I lack? Guess what? That gives you awareness about, oh my gosh, I'm focusing on what I lack. I'm focusing on the past, and I'm focusing on like the drama. I'm feeling the drama and all the feels, right? And then the next step is compassion. Write it big with like across your page so that it takes up the whole entire width of the page. Compassion. Circle it. This is the key. Because if you're anything like me, you guys, how many of you are recovering self-beat up peeps? Anybody? You have a beat up stick that's all shiny because you've been using it so much. You're like, I'm horrible. See, this is why I'm not successful. I'm so bad. Put away the beat up stick. No more of that, okay? That doesn't serve. It's not useful. Is it? Does any good come from beating ourselves up? No, never, ever, ever. Awareness is key. You're not in recovery. You are now because you just heard that. Now you're accountable, right? No more beating yourself up. Compassion is key. So you have this awareness. You ask yourself, where's my focus? And then, oh my gosh, what am I talking about? I'm talking about drama. What am I thinking about? That person on my team that's being rude. What am I feeling about? I'm feeling pity because I feel like, right? You get clear on it. If you need to write it out, do it. I'm a writer. I love to write. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm focusing on the past and how good things used to be. And then I'm focusing on scarcity. I'm focusing on how many enrollments we haven't gotten this month. Interesting. Interesting. Write that down. You don't write this all out and then you go, see, you're so bad. Compassion. And then you go, interesting. Does that work for me? Is that focus? Is where I am in alignment with my ultimate goal? Yes or no? Is that in alignment? If it's not, you go, okay, cool. The good news is I have choice. God, my creator, the universe, whatever you believe in, created me with my own choice. I don't have to be a victim to these thoughts. I have choice over where I focus, right? So what do I want to create? And then guess what you do? You shift that whole thing and you go, what do I want to create? Okay, well then the version of me, we're going to do a little bit more with this in a minute. I'm going to pause on that thought. Pause. Put a pin in it, okay? So do you guys see that tool and how powerful that is? I want to hear someone tell me one takeaway so far, and then I'll get into a little bit more of this. What's your takeaway? Do you have a question? Do you have anything that's coming up? Compassion. This is another thing I want you to write down. Of course you do. So you can write interesting when you have the awareness about where your focus is and you've written all that out, or you've kind of, once you start to practice this, you'll be able to coach yourself. You'll be able to be like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling the feels. Wow. Okay, so where's my focus? Past, present, future, lack or have, and then what am I talking, thinking, feeling about? Interesting. You'll get good at it, and you'll be able to start to process yourself and shift. And remember, it's about being intentional with your state, not good vibes only. It's about, oh my gosh, I'm feeling grief. Well, of course I am. My best friend's mom just passed away. Of course I am. Give yourself compassion. Reach around. Oh yeah, I still have a butt crack. Well then, okay. It's okay for me to feel these feels. It's okay that my focus is in the past. I have a butt crack. I'm a human. Stop beating myself up for being a human. Compassion, take a breath. When you see that word compassion, I want you to take 3 deep breaths every single time. And you can write the words interesting, interesting. You're like a scientist just kind of looking at the facts. And then, well, of course you do. Of course. You're going through that because of course you are. You're a human. That's what this life's all about, right? Okay, let me see your chats. Focusing on what is not happening. Yes, we're going to talk about that. You can now decide that you are in recovery. Pat, you are. Once you hear something and you learn something, at that moment, you are accountable for it. Did you know that? You're accountable because you know. Now you get to make a choice. You're in recovery, not working from a place of lack. Overwhelm is a way to hide. Yes. I've been focusing on the orders I don't have yet. Welcome to the club, Georgia. That's what humans do. We do that, right? It's okay. Compassion. I love it so much. You're normal. Now let's change it. Yes, Melody, you're getting it. That's exactly what this is about. It's let go of the drama, of the judgment. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging yourself. It's almost, this is Preston Pugmire is my coach and my soul brother. I get to see him and his family today. Do you guys know who Preston Pugmire is? You need to. He's changed my world. I love him. He's my soul brother. And we're hosting his family for dinner tonight at my house. I'm so excited. Anyway, he is my soul brother. He's my coach. And this is something that he talks about. He's like, okay, so let's say you do your work. You're coaching yourself on these things. You've got this list. And you're like, okay, where's my focus? Past or present, have or lack. What am I talking about, thinking about, feeling about? And you get some clarity, some awareness. And you take a breath. And you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst. I am never going to learn. I just can't even believe this, right? And you start stacking up judgment and shame and self-beating, and you just take this big old bite out of this judgment sandwich, right? And what do you just keep like rolling in it and mulling in it and wallowing in the judgment. No more. No more judging yourself. Don't put that on and eat a judgment sandwich. Like, you just don't need to do that. It doesn't serve and it's not useful. This exercise is for awareness to action, so you can be intentional with your focus. Okay, When I started, I'm going to talk about this new levels, new devils, because my intention is to connect with your heart on maybe something that you're struggling with right now, a mindset, devil, or some voice that you're struggling with right now, okay? I want to hear from you because it helps to guide me on where we go. So in the chat, tell me if you relate with some of the things that I'm going to share with you, okay? When I started Plexus, my biggest grief, okay? I feel you, honey. I get it. One of my biggest devils was I was a major people pleaser. Where are my people pleasers? My recovering people pleasers. For heaven's sakes, you guys, I did hair. So my job was to please people with their hair and make them look beautiful, make them love every bit of it. And I was a recovering perfectionist and a recovering people pleaser. That combination was exhausting, you guys. So when I first started Plexus, I literally derived my worthiness from people being happy with me. Like, I'm not overstating that. I've done a lot of therapy and a lot of coaching to uncover this humanness so that I can see this truth. I literally got my worthiness from if people were happy with me or not. So picture putting that into Plexus. Holy shiz. I had sweat tacos for 2 years because people aren't happy with you. That's not what this is about. When you're messaging people and following up and like doing a live or putting posts up there and you get like 4 likes, oh my gosh, like sucking my thumb trying to soothe myself because I wasn't getting my worthiness from people being happy with me. Are you guys resonating with this? Like, that was my biggest devil at that level when I first started, okay? What did I do? I listened to the podcast. Brooke Castillo, I want to kiss her on the lips, right? Preston Pugmire, who else? Jay Shetty, like all the good people. There's so many great podcasts out there. And I did it. I couldn't afford therapy at the time. So I just kind of like one foot in front of the other, listened to my podcast. I've always been really big into personal growth. And so I just did it. I just was like one step, baby step, humaning. I had no idea I was a human at that time, right? I didn't know that, but I knew that I was struggling and I had these devils. But I worked through it. I didn't have anyone sharing with me till I was senior gold. I want you to hear that. How many of you just got butterflies in your tummy? Because you're like, dude, am I ever going to find people to do this with me? I didn't have one person sharing. I felt like a prophet on a corner preaching about this vision that I had, and people were like, you are super cute, Christy. But that's never going to happen, right? I was speaking this truth into existence before it was ever even a baby. Nobody was sharing until I was senior gold. How many of you know Kimberly Greening? Do you know her? Oh, she's amazing. She used to be my pediatrician. She was the first person that started sharing on my team. I was senior gold, guys. And I was preaching my vision to her, and she was excited, but she was also like, Christy, what? Because she's the one that put me on my antidepressants back in the day, because I was bringing my kids in every week, always sick, and she was like, you are kind of concerning me, right? She literally put me on my antidepressant back years ago. Anyway, the bottom line is, you guys, if you are in that state where you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get someone sharing. How am I going to make this happen, right? How many of you can relate with this? Okay. What I want you to do, apply the FTTF and all of this to that. Where's your focus? Have or lack? Are you with me? Instead of saying, oh, I just can't get right, like it makes my bum tight even saying that out loud. The universe is listening when you say that kind of stuff, right? What is going well on your team? If you haven't found someone who's really taking the business seriously yet, cool. You will if you keep going. But what do you have? Go through your back office and write out. If you need to have an exercise of gratitude to start to shift your state and shift your focus, go through your back office and write down every single person who's ordering. I'm so grateful for Betty Sue that orders. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for Geneva. I don't know where that works. That's her name, it's Geneva. I'm so grateful for Geneva. She's here, she's ordering every month. You guys, you've got to put this stuff into actual practice, right? Who is here? Who loves their products? Who has enrolled one? This is not fluffy. This is the thing. This is what's going to help you to shift your focus, which shifts your state, which shifts your vibration so that you start to attract people that want to build with you. This is not fluffy. It's not just a gratitude challenge that we do in November. That's cute. That's cool. I love it. But this is actually what it will take to help you get people to share. If you're vibing with, I don't have anyone on my team who's sharing. Are you in alignment? Are you vibing to where the people that are wanting to do this are going to be attracted to you? Remember, compassion. Don't judge yourself for that, but it's awareness. Make a list of what's going right. If you wake up in a funk in the mornings and you're like, gosh, I really want to get people sharing with me, take 10 minutes and write out everything that's going well. Even if it is, I woke up this morning. I have this person that messaged me about that they're pooping their brains out and they need help with their plexus. They're here. Yay. Seriously, you've got to start to shift your focus. What you're talking about, thinking about, feeling about creates a vibration. That's called your state. And your vibration will attract more of whatever you are putting out. You guys, you will attract it. You'll become a magnet for the things that you want when you start to raise your vibration by changing your state. How do you change your state? Talking about, thinking about, feeling about. That's your focus. You'll get more of it, right? Okay. When I was a Ruby, I struggled with confidence and owning my voice. How many of you struggle with owning your voice? Maybe it holds you back. You're like, you know, what I'm saying, those people, those diamonds, guys, my uplines are Emily Gibson and Brooke Hemingway. I love them. And also they are strong women. I have not always had a lot of confidence. There have been times where I was like, you know, people should probably just do what they're doing. There was 6 months, and it's going to make me a little emotional. There were 6 months where I disappeared. I was like, people don't need to hear from me. Just do what they're doing. Wouldn't you think that? If you have those leaders, guess what happened? My team went crickets. Because they love them, but they're not me. And my team needs to hear from me. Just like your team needs to hear from you. They don't need to hear from Brooke and Emily. They don't need to hear from Christy Jex. Sure, that's cool once in a while, but your team needs you. That's why I'm so passionate about when you hear what your intuition is saying, you listen to that. No one can ever tell you what's best for your team. You know what's best for your team. Of course, we get coaching. We take input from other people. But don't you dare listen to that voice that says, my contribution doesn't matter. Because it does. And I'll tell you, I made some pretty drastic, I leaned into this and started to realize that my team needed me to freaking show up more. About a year ago, January of 2020, I made some drastic changes and I doubled down on this. And I love my leaders. I love my mentors. But I said, you know what? It's time for me to do what my intuition is telling me that my team needs. And guess what's happened to my points? Ryan knows. From January of last year, we have almost doubled in points. What does that say? Your team needs you. You. Listen to your intuition. Show up. Own your voice. Speak your truth. Show up for people. They need you. They want you. That's what I learned at Ruby. Emerald. I started to struggle with there's not enough time. How many of you deal with time scarcity? You guys, it's a big one. My brother passed away when I was 9 years old, and it rocked my world. He was my best friend in the land. And from that moment on, I decided there's not enough time. Just because at any moment, someone could pass away, and then I would beat myself up that I didn't spend my time perfectly, right? It's a thing. I'm working on it. I'm still a human. I'm still working through that. But I dealt with time scarcity, and I was totally disoriented by the abundance that we had received. We had no money prior to Plexus, you guys. We worked our butts off. My husband worked his butt off. He had a good job. I did hair. I had a beautiful salon in my basement, a busting clientele, and we still were in debt up to our ears and had no money because life was lifing. We had these 4 kids. We were doing the best we could, and we just couldn't get ahead financially, right? So we went from 0 to emerald in a year. Holy smokes. That was crazy. But the abundance that we received was amazing. It changed our life, and it was also really disorienting. I didn't know what to do with all that. I was like, I've dealt with scarcity my whole life in money, time. Scarcity has been my thing since the beginning of time. It's always comes up. It always whispers. I own it now. It knocks at the door. I don't invite it to come in for tea and crumpets. I say, thank you. I hear you. Now bye, right? It always knocks, but I can now say, I choose not to let you in. No crumpets. But you guys, that's what I dealt with at Emerald, was time scarcity. I want to be a mom. I love my kids. I want to be a mom. And I want to grow this team, and I want to give them my time and energy. How in the world do you do both? Can you? I don't want to work full time. I want to work like 4 hours a day. Is that possible? That's what I dealt with at Emerald, and I worked through that. How? One baby step at a time. Personal growth, leadership level ups, one freaking day at a time. That's how I did it. At Sapphire, I hit a major wall. And I could talk about this one for hours. I'm not going to. My scarcity came up like crazy. Okay? Crazy. I was crippled. My mindset was so bad. I literally was crippled. I remember sitting in the sauna one day and just letting the tears flow. It was winter. I hate winter. I love sunshine. Give me the sunshine. We moved to a place that's sunny because we need sunshine. My husband and I both are big outdoorsy people. We love it. But it was winter time, and I was really struggling. And I remember sitting with my big old Bose headphones that just rocked my soul in the sauna, loud music, and just tears and sweat dripping down me. And my heart was, oh my gosh, this is way too much. We're making like $15,000 a month. Like, isn't that enough? Why do I have to keep going? Do I have to be a diamond? I don't need another fancy car. I'm good. Like, I don't need more shopping sprees. That stuff, cool. I don't need it. That was my heart. And do I have to do this? Like, do I just have to keep going? Like, when is it ever enough? How many of you relate with that? Little scarcity talk up in the house? That was my heart. And I had this beautiful moment. And I'm going to share this with you to kind of end this. This is the moment that I want to touch your heart. I want to talk to your intuition, and I want you to listen to it. Okay? Really quick. I talked at Brooke Hemingway's a line a couple years ago in front of like 250 people. I went into the bathroom washing my hands, and I looked in the mirror. All right, Christy, here we go. Heavenly Father, please tell me, like, is there anything that I've prepared that needs to be different? Is there a message here that I need to share with you? These people in the room, like, can you just guide me? Is there anything that I'm missing? You know what I've prepared. And I got chills head to toe. And I was like, I'm supposed to share that? I thought that was just my little thing. I'm supposed to share it. Okay. So here's what it was. My sauna moment. Okay. So I was in the sauna, and I got up on that stage, and I shared this. I honestly thought this was just going to be me and my thing, my sacred experience. But it's not. I'll share with you what it was. So the vision was basically this. I'm going to make it short. But it's a swamp. You guys know that. Like, you sign up to do something big, the road to success leads right through the swamp. There's no detour. There's no way around. There's no shiny paved road. There just isn't. Anyone who has gotten success has gone right through the swamp too. And guess what? We're all there together, linking elbows with you. We are in the swamp with you, right? It's the humanness. So I had this vision, and I was just praying in my heart, in that sauna, in that moment. Gosh, Heavenly Father, tell me, like, give me something, lubricate. I'm just stuck, right? Tell me something that can help me move forward. And I had this vision. Vision meaning just like this beautiful imagery with this beautiful music just rocking my soul real loud. I like loud music. And I had this vision of like a heart-shaped diamond that had like all these facets on it, like these little things that refract light. Are you with me on that? And it like came and settled right in my chest, right here. Okay. And then there was this pillar of light that came from our creator, the universe, whatever you believe, God, through my head, through my heart, and it burned all the thoughts and all the humanness as it just cleansed everything and went right into this heart, and it just pierced. Each of you has a beautiful heart, and it pierced into all the hearts. And all the hearts were just glowing, and there was just rays of light everywhere. And who was it from? And what was my job? Reflect it, right? You guys, that moment, look at my chills. That moment changed my life. I walked out of that sauna like, oh my gosh, let's get it. This is so much bigger than supplements. Like, my job is to reflect light. My job is to show up and like reflect, like, whoa, I get it. And I sobbed in that sauna with gratitude. I just got it. You guys, this is so much bigger than supplements. It's so much bigger than a paycheck. I love Hawaii. It's so amazing. Yes, be there. It's so much bigger than all of that. Are you with me? Each of you has a unique contribution, a unique, beautiful heart. Nobody can share your contribution for you. No one can beat you to your contribution. It's as unique as your fingerprint. And the world needs you. And they need your heart. And they need your reflections. People need you. They need these supplements because they feel miserable. Because they feel miserable, they can't show up and their arrows are like this. What happened if Christy Jax stayed where I was? Have you guys seen my before pictures? For hell's sakes, like, oh gosh. Talk about arrows in. I was miserable. I couldn't reflect any light. I was like, dude, I can barely get through the day. I can unfollow everyone on social media because I'm so miserable. That is not what we need. We need people lit up. We need people that are willing to reflect. We need people to show up, post, share, message, follow up, do the things, because there's people that need you. They need you. So that's what happened at Sapphire, and I had the biggest breakthrough, and guess what happened? I reached Diamond for the first time, 3 years into my journey, and I literally lost one of my level 1 emeralds and one of my level 1 rubies in the same, like in a week and a half, the same month I hit Diamond. Is it a good dang thing I had that breakthrough right before that so that I could move through it? So yeah, we've done some rebuilding. But here's the deal. I got to Diamond and I did not rank again for another year. But then guess what? I re-ranked Diamond. I did some building. I got out there. I talked to new people. We moved. I met a neighbor. Like, God's in the details, and the universe is working with you to make things work. When you choose into your focus and you nail that shiz, right? So we rebuilt. We hit Diamond a year later, and we flew past Diamond to re-entry. Like, guys, crazy. But have I dealt with rebuilding? Have I dealt with disappointment? Have I dealt with the voices? Yes, everyone does. You're never gonna not. But you've got to manage your choice, okay? So here's what I want to end this. I'm gonna give you a few little like takeaway things that I want you to do. After you get off this call, if you can, I want you to take 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, put on some beautiful music. If you don't have a song, I was gonna do this on this call, but here we are and we don't have time. I would talk more for another hour. And like, I wanna hear from you is what I want, but it's okay. We'll cut this off. I'm gonna send you away with some homework. I want you to take 10 or 15 minutes. This song is Thanksgiving by George Winston, okay? Put that beautiful song in your ears. Go somewhere, shut the door, lock it. If you're in the bathroom, on the toilet, who cares? If you can lay down, great. I want you just to take some deep breaths, and I want you to just visualize. Actually, can we do this? Let's just do it. It'll be like 5 minutes. Do you guys want to do it for the last 5 minutes that we have? All right, I'm gonna do this. I have the song, this is my favorite. Are you guys ready? Get comfortable, and we're gonna do this. Okay. So I want you to get comfortable. Oh, you always go over? Wait, I'm gonna read this really quick. You do? Okay. I don't want to talk your head off, but I really want to do this. Oh, I'm reading your comments right now. Oh, you guys are so beautiful. I wish I could hug you and just take a big breath and kiss your forehead so bad. Okay. So I want you just to close your eyes, get comfortable if you want to lay down, if you just want to sit, just get super duper relaxed, take some deep breaths, like close your eyes. I don't want you looking at me. Close your eyes. This is about you and you. Yep, I am you too. Okay, so I want you just to breathe. And audibly let go of your breaths. And just relax. I want you to get into your brain where it's chaos, right? Lots of movement, lots of tumult, lots of chaos. And I want you to just slowly descend through your brain, down through your throat, into your chest. Just hear the chaos is muffled. And it's just more quiet and peaceful down in that beautiful heart space. Familiar, it feels cozy. It feels like a big warm hug. Keep breathing. And right in this space, you notice that you can see yourself differently than you normally do. Can you hear me? You can see yourself differently than you normally do. In this space, you're able to see yourself divinely as your true, beautiful self. Take a deep breath as you look at that version of you. You see him or her, and they're just glowing. Their eyes are sparkly with joy and confidence and self-love. And you just feel happy to see and witness this version of you. What does it feel like to see this version of you? This is the one that's already achieved all the goals that you have. You nailed them. They're done. You already did it. What is this version of you wearing? What are they eating? How do they talk? Most importantly, how do they talk to themselves? How do they not talk? How do they not talk to themselves? What are some thoughts that they dwell on? Where's their focus? Where's their energy going? What kind of foods do they eat? How do they spend their time during the day? How do they not spend their time? Who are they hanging around? Who are they talking to? Who are they not talking to? How does their work time look? When they sit down to work, how are they doing? What are they not doing? How do they speak? When they talk, when they share, how does it feel? How are their shoulders? Are they back or are they slouchy? Are they breathing deep and full? You see this beautiful version of you. You see those gifts, those talents, those things that make you, you. You can see them, you can feel them. Take 3 deep, huge cleansing breaths. I want you to breathe this version of you into your heart, into your being, into your soul. This last breath, just solidify this beautiful version of you into your heart. Okay, so how many of you feel a little bit high? A little bit like, that's the power of visualization and the power of mindfulness and meditation. Can you make me a promise Make you a promise, but me and Ryan too. Visit that place. That took us 3 minutes, maybe 4. Visit that place. 3 to 4 minutes a day. Just go there. I'm telling you, when you have a crystal clear version of your vision, whether it's Hawaii and your toes in that white sand and you feel that warm sun and that slight breeze and you look up and the waves are just crashing so gently, you get a vision, what you're wearing, what you're smelling, what you're eating, who you're talking to, what your body looks like, what you're seeing and feeling. If you get a vision that's crystal clear, ooh, I have chills. And then you visit that vision daily and you breathe into it and you just get there. And then when the opposition comes, because it's not if, when the voices start to chatter, when the thoughts of not worthiness, it's going to fall apart, all that stuff, you can just breathe and go, I know, I hear you. I hear you. Of course you'd feel that way. I'm going this way. Boom. You see that vision, you ask yourself, FTTF, where's my focus? What am I putting my energy into? And you get intentional. Intentional with your feels. Own your choice. Own it. Yes, God is here. Yes, the universe. There's all this law of attraction. Yes, that's all true. And it all depends upon your choice. You are so much more powerful. I am so much more powerful than I know. We're just excavating, right? We're just understanding this humanness, accepting it, letting it be there, giving ourselves compassion, and just learning to practice. Where's my focus? Where's my focus? Where's my focus? Where's my focus? Nail it. Compassion, 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 compassion. Until leadership level up. Boom. Leadership level up. Boom. Doing the work, doing the work. I'm telling you, that version of you shows up daily. They do their IPA because it's just is. It's no drama. It's no excuses. You just show up and do the dang work. You guys know what to do. You know what to do, right? Okay, so when you sharpen this mindset and you get into that, you visit this beautiful, exceptional version of you daily, you will not be able to keep away the results that you want. You become a magnet for that vision that you have. I promise you. It's crazy. I had a vision. When I say vision, do you know what I mean by that? Like, I'm not saying like I'm a prophet. I have like these visuals. I'm very visual. Are you guys visual? If I can see something, I can compute it. That's why writing is so powerful for me. So I had a vision a couple years ago at a retreat that I was at. That's why I'm so big into personal growth and doing these things step by step. We did an exercise. I had a vision of my exceptional life. I saw the sunshine. The sunshine. I saw super tall white walls, huge windows. I saw open space. I felt just this energy that was just like peaceful and intentional and abundant. And I saw thousands of people on my team just thriving, and that part gets me feeling good, healing financially and health-wise. I saw it all. And guess what, you guys? We are living that reality right now. I didn't know we were going to move. I didn't know we were going to move to a really sunny place. I didn't know we were going to build a big house with white walls and big picture or big windows and red rocks and view. And I didn't know unless I did know, if you know what I mean. But I'm telling you, this stuff works. It works. Harness that power. Take control of your focus. Take accountability for it with compassion. Guys, I'm so grateful I got to spend time with you. I love you. I wish I could hug you all and kiss you on the forehead so bad. Thank you for being here and for sharing this time with me. I sincerely love every one of you. Yes, I do, because I know that we know each other. We just are meeting again. That's it.
I love it, Christy. And I would love to just say that is the most peaceful 3 minutes of my life that I've had since my son was born. So that's the most relaxed I've had since that little dude came firing into the world. So I appreciate that. I feel so refreshed. Like, I was up at 3 a.m. watching Bubble Guppies with him because he wanted to party. So I needed that reset. I feel so good. If you want to just, I might record that little minute and just play that on the 101 when I'm driving. Because, I mean, I might not be able to close my eyes. I don't know. My car's got sensors. Maybe I will. But, you know, I feel like if I could do that, I would be so refreshed. But in all honesty, I want to say thank you because I think all of us can relate to everything that you've said. We've all been in that place. Maybe we're currently in that place. Or we're going to be in that place, right? And I think that it's really amazing to just know that, you know, there's no superhuman in this business. Everyone's been through it, and I appreciate you being so transparent. I feel like you really went deep into your own story with that, and I appreciate you going there because I know that that's not easy. So I really appreciate you doing that because I know that that definitely brought a lot of value to what you were saying. And I saw everyone else was having some moments there too, so I know that it was resonating. So I appreciate that. I love the call to actions. I'm keeping that FTTF. John's a big Tony Robbins fan, and so I dropped it in our teams. I was like, "Hey, Christy's bringing it with TTF." I told our team, I'm like, "We're talking about butt crack, sweat tacos, and TTF," and they're like, "What kind of call do you have going on?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a Christy Checks call. It's pretty accurate, pretty normal. I think we're pretty PG for where we normally would go." No, but I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was fun, and it's a great exercise. I think it's a great reminder that we all can do to visualize that and really just put it there because, you know, it is one of those things. So did you have anything else, Christy, before we let everyone go? I don't want to keep you on here any longer. I'm sure you've got kids that are trying to break down your door right now, but we want to take a few minutes. It's whatever. Were you good? Is there anything?
I'm good. Does anyone have, so obviously we can't do like specific coaching. I love that, and I'm going to be doing more of that. But does anyone have like a question about just how to apply these tools or anything that came to mind when we were talking about this? I'm looking at your comments. Oh, out of line, Debbie, you're so cute. Your team needs this. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I'm going to be making more videos. Like, I've had that call in my heart for a long time.